today's very exciting. Woo! Whoops, my bag. Yeah, today's very exciting. I'm heading into Peterborough because I'm going to get my car coated, ceramic coated. Yes. Now, this is one of those things that I have shied away from doing forever, you know, and that means that the paint has picked up rather a large amount of what can only be described as wear and tear. I have been assured that they can make it look like brand new. So, I'm getting my car detailed at this place. Detailed? No, not detailed. Ceramic coated. Actually, I don't really know the difference. We'll find out all about what they're going to do or not do to my car tomorrow. Once I've handed this over, I'm obviously going to be without a car for a couple of days. So I'm planning on heading down to Boongate Kia because they have said that they will lend me a car for review for a couple of days. We're going to come up tomorrow to see what they're doing with my car and whether it is savable. So I'm going to jump on my board up and head on over to Kia in a minute. Hi, Chris.
Sorry, typical. The phone rings just at the point when you turn up.
It's always the way it goes. We have a plan. I'm not actually going to be board upping to Kia. I'm going to be driving myself. They're going to try and get the dents from the hailstones out of the bonnet of my car. There's like a specialist that knows all about this, apparently. Yeah. It does rattle a little bit more than it used to, but that's basically the extent of it. I've not noticed any change in the way it drives over 84,000 miles. In the car with me today, I've got Chris.
Hiya.
From Petrol Head Detailing. I know, it's ironic, but especially ironic when you consider you have quite a few Tesla customers, don't you?
Yeah, I think your car will be probably the 8th or 9th that we've actually done a ceramic coating on.
So this guy who's going to try and sort out the dents in the bonnet, has he done a Tesla before?
Yes.
Right, so he's aware of the fact that he's going to have to remove the plastic on the inside.
So what there's two different ways that essentially the dent people will work. Is they'll either use like a push bar that goes behind it to kind of flatten out the dent, or they'll use like a glue sticky pad, which essentially sits at the top of the dent and then it lifts and it pulls the dent with it. So there's two different methods.
So he might actually be able to do some of the dents without needing to remove the plastic.
Yeah, hopefully. Obviously your bill's going to be X amount for the work, rather than you paying that, so if you go in the right hand lane here, rather than you paying that, if you say refer somebody to us and they book it in, we'll give them £100 discount and we'll knock £100 off your bill. And then essentially they get an incentive because they're saving money, and you're essentially just working your way through your bill and it's disappearing with no cost to you.
Cool, well that's very exciting. How do you want people to...
Essentially all they need to do is just when they contact us, just say I've been in touch with James Cook, he's referred me to you.
It's a real mess. I almost feel embarrassed handing over such a messy car. You're going to find there's some lovely swirls under all this dirt. This is going to be my vehicle for a couple of days,
It is. It's automatically in electric mode.
Because I've got about 60 miles to do to get back.
Yeah.
So it will run out, won't it?
It will run out. It's got a 33-mile range. So what you'll find is that when that 33-mile runs out, it'll switch automatically into hybrid electric mode. And
I'm going to do my best to get more than 33 out of it, you know that, don't you?
You try your hardest, I would love you to.
33 real. If it's 33 real, I should be able to get about 36 to 38 out of it.
Charging point is on the left-hand side. You've got two charging cables. You've got your standard 3-prong plug there.
Okay, brilliant.
In. And you've also got your...
I've got a Type 2. Bye-bye, my car. Look after her.
Don't worry, it'll be absolutely fine. Thanks, James.
Cheers.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow. I've just plugged my phone in back there and I've got Android Auto. Nice. I've got loads of stuff going on here and I've no idea what any of it does. Is this touchscreen? It is touchscreen. Ooh, that reminds me of Nissan. Automatically takes a parking brake off when you put it in drive. That's handy. Nice and punchy off the line, considering I'm driving around in EV mode. Yeah! Obviously regen is virtually non-existent on the pedal because it's trying to be a petrol car still. But I did notice that when I put my foot on the brake, the regen increased substantially. I believe that if I was to floor it, oh yes, takes a few seconds, but then the the old engine gets in there, and yeah, you've got instant acceleration with the EV side of things. That's exactly what you want. But then you push a bit further, it's going to turn the engine on. Now, I've got it in EV mode, I believe. There is actually a surprisingly large amount of poke just from the electricity side of things. Okay, I'm going to just take a little bit of time now and get used to the vehicle and see what I like and what I don't like so much, and I'll report back in a little bit. So what I've done is I've pressed this little button down here that says HEV, hybrid electric vehicle mode. I believe that what that makes it do is sort of hold the battery level. That's what I think, based on the fact that since I pressed it, it's gone out of EV mode, which is what I want, because at the moment I'm chugging down the motorway, and chugging down the motorway is the most efficient driving to do on petrol. And then when we get off the motorway in a little bit, that's when it'll really make sense to use the EV range that we've got available. At least on the motorway, the petrol engine is totally, I can't hear it at all, so that's fine, because I don't particularly want to hear a petrol engine. It's a bit of a knack to getting used to not having heavy regen. I do like cars with heavy regen more, just as a general rule. Okay, I am starting to get the hang of the controls and everything now. The center console thingy in the middle has got actually loads of information. It did take me a little while to work out how to reset the trip. In fact, actually it took me a little while to work out where the trip is. Tomorrow I'm going back to Peterborough because we're going to have a proper look at what Petrolhead Detailing are going to do to my car. So I will reset all these trips before we leave, and we'll see over that 120 miles what kind of averages we get. Once the petrol engine's going and feels like it's got some grunt to it. It does take a little while, but it does build up speed when you ask it to. That's nice. It's not got that immediacy of a high-powered EV, of course, because it isn't a high-powered EV, but the EV side of it is more than capable of driving you down the motorway at a sensible speed. 30 miles is actually a surprisingly large distance. I mean, that is most people's average day all taken care of. So I like being able to sort of change and swap these things, because it means that I can introduce a bit of intelligence as to when to use electric power. This car would be congestion charge exempt, provided it's in EV mode. Well, that's no good if your battery's empty, so it is handy being able to hold that level. It's been very comfortable. I've been in it now for, I guess, heading in the direction of an hour. Yes, I know, I'm hungry. Oh. Yummy. Magic. Cheers. Now we come to the Soph part of this little review. And what I mean by that is, what do I think she would think of this vehicle? Well, the first thing I know she'd say is, the music could be better. I think the music sounds pretty good. It's just that Soph, she is, how do I put it? Really, really picky when it comes to music. Annoyingly picky. The suspension is definitely more bouncy than it is in my Tesla. That's even with the 19-inch wheels, but in particular now it's got the 21-inch wheels. But then what do you expect? I think the thing to remember is, this is not a race car. I'm not a racing driver, and this is not a racetrack. With all that said, it goes round corners quite smartly. I was unsure how much I was going to like this, because ultimately it's not a full EV, it's got a petrol engine, and it needs that petrol engine in order to cover any sort of really sensible range. Actually, 30 miles is, you've got something to work with there. Okay, it's not a big distance, but it is a distance. And the ability to hold the charge level of the battery to enable you to decide to, say, use EV mode when you're in the middle of a town. I think that's one of the things that really makes a plug-in hybrid doable. In time, everyone will just drive around in 200 plus mile range EVs. Of that, I have no doubt. But we're not there yet. With the cost of batteries the way they are, not everyone can afford that. So consequently, plug-in hybrids are definitely going to have their place for at least 5 to 10 years. If you want to have a long range vehicle and you want it to be an EV the majority of the time, something like this Kia Optima is exactly what you're gonna need. This is quite funny. Just had a look at my average MPG and it's saying 99.9 miles per gallon. Which basically, in other words, I think I've maxed it out. I've not exactly been driving like a crazy fool. But then I always find that being efficient is part of the fun with vehicles like this. And if it's efficiency you're looking for, over 100 miles per gallon is pretty good. This is the new car. What do you think?
Good.
Excellent.
Why does it have numbers on it?
Why does it have numbers and letters on the side?
Yeah.
Because it's not our car.
But is it like a race car?
See? And it's got a vroom vroom. Yeah, is that good? Yeah. Gonna need the cable. Ah. Excellent. It's charging. Kia Optima.
I got it. I'm going to charge it at the front.
I don't know, it just does. It's got a charger at the front and a petrol tank at the back.
That car is like a BMW.
Actually very good. It would be better if it had a bit more storage. It's a bit small in the back. Now I'm going to keep this car for the next 2 days, so you're going to see some of my further thoughts on it coming through. I think it's time to end today's vlog post. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye! Probably won't have time to have a look at it. I love the idea of Android Auto, just by the way, Tesla. Come on, sort yourself out. This is looking very good. We're good. All good. Got the car seat. Yeah, no, put my bag over here, but kind of have everything in life.